English. Hi, Barbara. Thank you for coming here and talking a little bit about your experience with creating space. This is why we're meeting here. Would you like to introduce yourself with a few words, maybe, first?
Yes, hi. It's nice to see you again because
Likewise.
It was a great encounter in February when I started the whole thing. I'm Barbara and I'm a publisher for literature, and I'm very interested in Ayurvedic subjects.
Yes. Yeah, and we didn't know each other before, so you kind of fell a little bit into the program because a friend of yours recommended to come along in this partner offer of 2 for 1, so to speak, right? Is that right? Yes. But what was your main goal when you thought about joining the program? Can you say a little bit more about
that? I have made 2 Ayurvedic cures before in India, and I had the feeling this is good for me, this is my thing, it feels good, and it leads me to a very healthy attitude towards my body. And I wanted to refresh it, and not travel to India, but also to deepen it a little bit. And because when you do a cure, it's a cure, but you are not taught so many things. It's more that you watch things and experience things. But what we had here with this coaching is that that you learn a lot of things that you can integrate into your everyday life, and so this was really interesting for me.
Yeah. Did you find that what you've learned was rather easy to apply, or was it overwhelming to get the information you got through the videos and the tutorials? Can you say a little bit about that? Because Ayurveda is often perceived as simple but complicated. We have types, individual types like Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and can I eat this? Can I not eat this? What is good? How should I move? Or, all these kind of stigmatas we have already about the common knowledge is sometimes, is sometimes hindering people to join programs like this. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that experience for me.
I must say I don't find it so overwhelming. Because you learn things step by step. Every week you get a little film, and you can think about it, and you can try to integrate it, the subject, into your everyday life. And I think it's very interesting, and it teaches you a lot about your body. Maybe you have never thought about it before. And so of course there are many things and many aspects, and it's not that you can follow everything and that you can integrate everything at once. But I think what I took out of this course was also that it is not necessary, that I can try to work on it, and that I can little by little get more of the Ayurvedic wisdom into my everyday life, but I don't have to do everything. So this is very helpful, and also it's very interesting. It's just very interesting to learn more about your body and to understand what is good for you. In everyday life, you think you don't have the time to do this. But here with coaching, you get a lot of tools, little tools that help you a lot. And so this is so it was a really nice experience, and I think it's kind of natural.
Yes. What would have been the biggest progress you made through the program?
I think the biggest progress is that I started a routine. I learned a routine, and I still follow it. I don't give it up. Even if I have no time for 2 or 3 days, but then I start again. It's like something that you have with you all the time, and you can use it. And And so every morning when I wake up, I have part of the routine is so integrated that I do it every morning. But when I don't have so much time, then I leave out things. But in general, it's there, and I always get back to it naturally in a way. So this is, I think, the biggest thing for me.
You mentioned perfectionism, in our pre-interview talk, as in noticing through the program that as an adult, I assume, we always think we have to have control over how we are and how we act, particular because we've automated so much in our life, like, our routine in work, and we are very familiar with work we do, and that gives us often the impression we are perfect, and we need to be perfect on all levels. But you said, even if you thought it was only a small outcome, and personally, I think it's a huge outcome to arrive at this acknowledgement, that you are actually not perfect in yourself as a human being. So would you like to comment on that?
Yeah, well, maybe what the coaching taught me was that, of course, it's a lot of material and it's a lot of ideas, a lot of things that you didn't know before. You cannot take in everything, but what I learned is it is not necessary, because once you start doing certain things, then it gets natural. But sometimes, maybe if you don't have enough time, you leave things out, but you don't have to be a perfect pupil, because you are doing it for yourself and you are doing your best.
Yes.
I mean, and you try to do your best, but it's not the same every day. So you don't have to be the perfect student of Ayurvedic habits, but you, little by little, you work on it. And even if you didn't have enough time, or even if you had to leave things out, it doesn't matter. This is what I learned through the coaching, because I stay with it no matter what happens.
Yeah.
This is my feeling.
Yeah, it's this on take. I remember being in a course where I met somebody who was about to retire, and in this course that we took, he noticed that it seemed like he was working towards retirement, and then the idea was there of living in Hawaii on a beach. You think retirement is like that, you're gonna have such an easy life, but life continues. He noticed, in the course of what we learned in this particular event, and this is like what I always feel we're shy of acknowledging, and you kind of said it in so many other words. This is your life, and nobody is judging you besides yourself, and you can just implement the habits bit by bit. You have your whole life to implement them and to see where you need a little bit a firmer hand and where you can let go. And this is just the name of the game. And the most important part is that you find that you're enjoying doing the habits. Is that true for you? I mean, I sometimes feel like I'm enjoying the habits, and sometimes it's still a little bit of a battle with myself. But how is it for you?
Yeah, of course, it's a mixture. Sometimes it's just great and it comes naturally. Sometimes when you are on a holiday and you have a nice place and you look at the ocean and then you meditate or you do yoga, it's perfect. But in everyday life, it's also nice. And I don't think it's, sometimes it's a duty. But also sometimes it's good to stick with the duty, and to afterwards you're satisfied and think, okay, I did it. And if you didn't do it, okay, next day. But so sometimes it comes easy, and sometimes you think, oh, I have to fulfill my duties. But it works both ways, I think. It's nice and it's adventurous. This is what I wanted to say as well. It's a very interesting adventure, and for my feeling, I think you are never too old to start doing this. I mean, I wished I had done it maybe a lot of years before, but but it's never too late to start to really treat yourself and your body more carefully. So I think it's a mixture of many things, but it's a little bit of beauty and a lot of joy, I think.
Yes, thank you. Is there anything you'd like to say to people out there who are considering to take the program but are not quite sure? What would you say to them if you found somebody like that in front of you?
I would say you have to try it. You have to try it because it's a very interesting experience with yourself, and it's not heavy. It's not complicated. It's interesting. It's fun. You communicate with other people who also are interested in doing good things for their body. It's a very very good path that you can start, and I think one should give it a try because it changes things, I think.
For the better, I hope.
Yes, that was what I wanted to say, of course, for the better.
Yeah. It does change your life around, and it certainly lifts you off where you feel you're at a plateau, maybe with your health or maybe just with thinking patterns or how you relate to yourself. I certainly feel that too. To me, it's a real tool of self-empowerment. And because there's a lot of women participating, I also find that it's important for women these days to feel self-empowered as a woman, you know, and not self-empowered as a successful businesswoman or anything like that, but just to see the value in you being a woman and being who you are by tending to who you are, and then kind of developing into the career, you know, or bringing these qualities forward into the career instead of feeling we have to be in a certain format of how society sees us and wants us, you know. So,
yeah, I think I would say it like that. It's something you do for yourself, and it makes you happy, maybe even happier, and it strengthens you, and so it sinks in. It sinks in your personality and the way you behave, maybe, and the way you look at things. And this is enough, and this changes things. You don't have to push things, but because it helps you to it helps you to get out the best of you.
Yes, totally. It gets the best out of you. And yeah, thanks for being part of the group. And I really kind of appreciate your contribution to the group. You never know, you know, who you get in a group, but I always feel that when people come together with an inspiration or with a desire to change, a lot of positive things come out of them, and even they wouldn't have spotted it. And I remember great moments with you, you know, where you were really helping other participants along. So thank you for putting your own wisdom forward in the course. It was such a joy to have you. And even though we didn't know each other, to see you open up and trust. And that is one of the major things that you need to bring with you, I think, if you want to do the program as well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Alexandra. It was, for me, it was inspiring to listen to you, and it was inspiring to listen to the other participants. And I think it was a great, supportive group of really interesting, nice people.
And yes, and like-minded in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. I hope to see you soon in the community somewhere, somehow, maybe in the soul sessions or maybe back in the program if you're looking for the support. So I'd say goodbye here to you for now. And yes, we'll stay in touch.
Bye, Alexandra.